Sagittarius, how you doing, guys? So we're here to do your channel messages and then your dark side tarot card reading. I've got quite a lot for you. And then we look into you versus them, okay? Please excuse the state of me, but we are all in lockdown. I hope everybody is okay, but we're still persevering and trying to... I think it's got a lot to do with that, to be honest, Sagittarius. There is a big person around you at the moment. They can't seem to find the words. I think someone is... There's two instances for a lot of you, okay? There is a lot of protection around a mum, okay? There is a lot of protection around a vulnerable person, okay? That does need some care and attention. Possibly you being a mum, okay? But I think that you have children that are worried about you, okay? And then for other instances for a lot of you, I'm picking up where there's like an overprotection mum or something to do with big family issues, okay? Where there is like someone just can't seem to find the words, but they are really, really, really sorry. Because that's all they keep saying, that I am so sorry, but I just can't seem to find the words. But there's someone that's saying, I'm so sorry, but I just can't seem to speak at the moment. I think someone is definitely Libra. So I've picked up Libra now, okay? But I've also picked up Leo and Virgo, but we will go on to those messages. Okay, so I can't see your face. It's something to do if I can't see your face, okay? I can't seem to face something. I'm definitely picking up big moon energy because that would represent a mother to me. So it would represent you being a mother if you are, and it's to do with your children. This is why this is difficult for me to kind of grasp who is who, okay? But it's a lot to do with I can't see your face and I can't see you. I can't seem to face... I don't want to see your face or something like that. It's either I don't want to see your face or I can't see your face. It's something to do with that, but I can't seem to face something. Whatever it is that I just can't seem to face it, or I can't seem to face you at the moment. That I am so sorry, but there's another instant of you versus them, which is what someone's saying, that you might be sorry, or this could be you, I don't know. But again, this is, like you might be sorry, but at the moment I can't face that. I can't listen to anybody holding me back from what I want to do. I think that there's an energy around you, Sagittarius, where you lot, some of you are forced to like work, and you work for the NHS and things like that, okay? And I'm picking up that there are kids and families and people that are really worried about you. We'll go on to love life in a minute. But they're definitely saying that there's energy around you where someone is so worried about somebody, and there's a lot of like crying. There seems to be like a lot of crying, a lot of like worried energy, like I'm really worried when you're going out there and I'm really worried when you're doing this, okay? So these can also represent grandparents as well for some of you. I'm now kind of picking up they're saying, but something to do with like I'm so worried when you're going out there to work that I can't seem to find the words in order to try and get you to stop, because there's somebody that needs to stop doing something. But no, I don't think it is that they need to stop doing something. I think that they're doing it at the goodness of their heart, but it's worrying everybody. Okay, worrying. I'm picking up like a whirring, like a whirring noise, like sirens and things going off, like a warning sign of something to do with like a warning sign or a warden, traffic warden or something. If any of these messages do relate to your Back to the Future reading, you haven't watched them, please make sure that you check the end screen cards or the lists below in the Show More section for your Back to the Future reading, because they've got loads of messages there too. I really wasn't on form when I was doing your energy before. I had been doing so many readings and I shouldn't have really done a reading then. But it seems to be coming clear now. There's something to do with like clearing things up with the doctor or clearing things up with the medical services first. But I really feel that someone is so like protective over their mum that they're trying to stop them from doing something that they have to do, right? Because there feels like a lot of perseverance for someone, and it's like, no, we have to go out there, we have to do something, because there's a lot of like emergency energy around you, like emergency. But I really don't know if I'm picking it up like that it's a complete emergency or it's emergency services and it's to do with like medical stuff, right? But it is definitely to do with like, okay, some of you, they're kind of saying now that it's on the opposite side of the scale, where there are family dynamics out there, okay? But you can still relate these to your love lives if you want to. But there's energy out there where someone is saying, I just can't seem to find the words in order to be able to communicate with you properly. It's like that you're compromised in a certain way, right? Where you've just learned to live with something, but or actually living with someone, okay, and that you're actually living with someone, but you're both kind of got this energy of like where it's like, well, we just can't seem to get on when we speak, but we actually get on when we don't speak. So it's kind of like, well, we're here, we don't, you know, because I get that a lot, you know, there's some people in my life and in energy and have been for a while and stuff where the energy is so much better when you actually don't speak. When you actually don't say something, it actually seems to be a lot more calmer. Okay, so I don't know. I'm sure I picked that up on with your readings before, something about karma. Okay, because I'm sure I said it before. But it seems to be like this like we're how can I put it? It's a bit like a married couple, okay, or like an older married couple. But it's like that we've been together for so long, but we can't stand each other, but we can. It's kind of like we can only really stand a certain amount of time together, and I actually really like my freedom, and the other person actually really likes their freedom too. And then you kind of come together after a while, okay? So you can, if you're single, you can still put this together and put the pieces together. But I am picking up like a couple, okay? And that they're like married or something. And it's like, well, we can't really stand each other, but we can stand each other. It's like it's kind of like, I don't know how to put it. It's a bit like a teasing energy of like, well, you know, where the women would say to the men, oh yeah, it's the man. And the man would say, oh, have you listened to the wife? And all that kind of thing, right? And have you listened to the missus? And oh, have you listened to him? And it's kind of like someone does this reenactment where they do something that at times it pleases you and at times it really annoys you, okay? There's a lot of that energy. And it's like, well, they annoy me a lot of the time, but they're also very loving, very caring. I care so much for them, okay? But when we have too much time together, that's way too much for me to handle, okay? Generally, I have found that around energies of Sagittarius. I mean, my sister, she's Sagittarius, okay? Great person. But even me and her, we can only stand just a smaller period of time because I'm a water sign, she's Sagittarius, okay? And I kind of like put her out and she kind of like ignites me and I pick her up when she's down and it's like that, Temperance. Temperance and Pisces. Pisces could actually be in this, okay? But it's a lot to do with, well, we're going to have to blend in and we're going to have to just keep going, but we've got to do all of this for the family. But there's I'm definitely picking up where there's an energy of like what matters most. What truly matters most is these people. Because there's someone out there that's a bit like a freedom fighter, or then someone that works for the NHS or for an elderly home or something, okay? And that, you know, we're doing it for that, and we're doing it for this, and we're doing it for that, and we're doing it for solidarity and all this sort of thing, right? And someone's taking that approach on, and the other person is kind of like, well, you know, that's your mum. That's your mum, just like. But there's a lot of kids that seem to be around a lot of you, because I just keep picking up there's a lot of family, a lot of kids and stuff. And it seems to be like, well, you know, we're all pulling apart, we're all pulling our way, but something to do with like pulling someone's leg. Now, pulling someone's leg is pretty much ribbing someone. It's like, oh, you just had to say that just to annoy me, didn't you? You just had to pull. It's like someone pulls these jokes, right? And they're a bit like a prankster or a jokester, okay? Joker. And it's kind of like that someone on the opposite side to you versus them uses it as a tactic to get your goat up, pretty much, right? To get your back up. And it's like, I'm just going to do this just to annoy her or him, and or him, her. But either, it's I'm just going to do this in order to just to annoy them, just to get their back up, and then you're kind of like, oh, you know what? Sorry, but this is where my nose starts edging. You just have to do this in order to just wind me up, don't you? You know, there's a lot of winding and a lot of stirring, a lot of winding. I don't know why I'm picking up winding or binding. Oh, I hope we're not going on to binding spells, Sagittarius. I don't think so. But something is binding. It's like it's binding and it's binding and it's binding. It's a little bit like when you put eggs in a pot, right? And you're making a pot and you're putting thickener. Okay. Some of you could work for the NHS and you work for the elderly, right? And you put in, what is it that they do? I used to work for the elderly as well. When you're making a cup of coffee, okay, or something, and that they have to have, like elderly people, they have to have it like thick. So you put thickener in it, because I'm picking up that there's something to do with like thickener. And it's a bit like thickener-gate. It's a little bit like, well, we're going to have to ask for all these medical supplies and all this stuff. And it seems to be at work that if you are out there in society, that whatever it is, it feels like that it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker. It's oh, well, this is just getting thicker. I can't see my way through it. Because there's definitely an energy around you where I can't see you anymore, or I can't see your face anymore. Because the song I picked up, funnily enough, was with Jim Morrison, where I can't see your face in my mind. But it's definitely can't seem to say the right words, and I picked up moon. Something definitely to do with someone's moon sign. Now, moon for me would be mother. 100% would be a mother, okay? Because it's like breath and earth and everything else, okay? So it's unearthly. So I'm picking up a Sagittarius with a moon in Capricorn, Taurus, or Capricorn. I'm thinking Capricorn. Sagittarius with Capricorn moon. So I don't know if this is you or your partner, or it's to do with you as a Sagittarius and their moon sign. Okay, now it's a lot to do with, they're saying like earthly things, which is a lot to do with tangible objects, like object of desire, objects of needing certain things, but we don't really need it, but we're coping with exactly how we are. It's a little bit like well, I mean, what you do to speculate to accumulate. You really want something, and then when you get to the point when you can get it, you don't get it, and you continue to save. Pretty much, that's how I do it, really. Well, when you speculate to accumulate, you're speculating in order to get something, and by the time that speculation reaches, there's something to do with like a pinnacle point. Like I'm trying to make a point. Like I just need to make a point. I just need to make a point. I just need to make a point. But I think that point is actually coming across as the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And it's kind of like, well, you don't need to make a point. You don't need to make a point. It's like, well, don't point. Don't point. Don't point at me. Something to do with, don't you point at me, young lady, or something like that. I think that children and things, I don't know why I'm coming up with these channel messages, but people in your energy around May are going to get to the point where they're pointing, directing, and they're kind of like, they're pointing the blame. Someone is pointing the blame at somebody, Sagittarius. I don't know who. I don't know why. But there's definitely an energy of like, why? And it's like, oh, why do you keep asking me why? It's like, I've told you why. It's like, yeah, but I'm going to persist to keep asking you why. And it's like, yeah, but when I speak, you don't listen. And it's like talking to someone where, when you actually have a conversation with someone and you've said it repetitively, the definition of madness of doing the same thing. Okay. And you do that and you do it. It could be a life path number 5 or something. I'm definitely picking up 5. Okay, Hierophant, Taurus, Toira, Toya Wilcox, but something to do with Taurus, right? Taurus. So I've lost my train of thought. My brain just suddenly took a fart. Something to do with like I don't know. Something to do with like fighting someone. To do with like. Means like someone's being mean or something, or as if they seem like they're being mean, and there's a lot. That's it. Here we go. So something to do with like pointing. It's like, well, I just need to make a point, and it's like, oh, you just have to try and make a point. Why do you have to do that in order to just try and make a point? I'm definitely picking that this is coming across from a Taurus energy that you're connected with, okay? And then kind of like, well, I just need to make a point, and it's like, oh yeah, but you don't need to make a point. Because it feels like someone does this actment, right? This reenactment, and they're kind of like, oh, okay, and I just need to make this thing like bigger than what it really is. And when I make it bigger than what it really is, it's really not that big. And someone's kind of like, well, is that it? Is that like, why do you have to do that in front of my friends? Or why do you have to do that in front of the children? Or because I'm picking up on some kind of like, I don't know, not obscene behaviour, but like absurd behaviour. It's like, oh, that's just a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit... like you're doing something too much. It's like you don't have to over dramatise something. It's like you're just doing it too much. But I think that you both kind of do that in your own way with your energies. You're both like, in a way, you're kind of like trying to prove something where there really doesn't need to be any proof. It's just in the pudding. It's really just how you put thickener in it, right? It's really how you just add stuff to it. And I'm definitely picking up another Sagittarius possible. Okay. But how you add thickener, I keep saying like how you add thickener to it. It's like, no, you don't have to put that much in it. And it's like, well, that's way too thick now. That's way too thick. I don't know whether someone's like home cooking or baking or it is to do with this thickener. But they keep saying thickener gate, like you're making the gate too thick. Like someone's building or constructing something like thick, and it's kind of like it's solid and thick, and it's like, I don't know why I keep picking up on. Oh, I hope someone's not picking up solid. You want to go on to CB deal, eel, Neil. I'm picking up a Neil. Stop smoking solid, bruv, if you are. Okay. I'm picking up Armstrong as well. Armstrong. I know Neil Armstrong, but that could just be a catchphrase of them saying, no, it's not Neil. There could be a Neil out there that's a man, but it's something to do with like Neil by mouth and also Armstrong. Someone's called Armstrong, right? But also Neil by mouth is a lot to do with medical, which is the thickener. Which is the compromised energy of like caring, but having to do it. But obviously, all what goes on, there is so much to do with like elderly people that are really needing help. And I mean, man, it is getting to the point of like, what on earth is going on with the world at the moment? So I can understand that, and I definitely think that a lot of those energies are around for you guys. I mean, I don't know about any of you, but I've really started to watch my weight now. As soon as everything sort of like hit, everyone bought all of this food and they stored it all up for worry. Well, what are you going to do when you have all that food? You're going to eat it, right? So now I'm having to not eat it, and it's all gone, and now we can just about kind of like starting to function where I am. I'm also picking up a function room, they're saying, like feng shui or function room, where there's a possible around the family, something to do with a marriage at some point. But they definitely keep saying like a function room, like we're trying to find room, we're trying to make room, but there's also a function room because there seems to be quite a lot of it. I don't know why. They're saying that somewhere doesn't have a lot of room, but somewhere does have a lot of room. And it's kind of like, wow, I actually have enough room to fit my own ego in here. What? Sorry, Sag. But again, I have just enough room to fit everything that I want in here, and that's enough. And I think that there is this break of what they're saying, that it's to do with like work. And it's like, well, when I'm here, there's so much going on here that I can't contend with all of this, what we've just gone through. And then when I get to work, it's here, and at least I have time to like relax and think about, well, nothing came to mind, so pretty much thinking of nothing. Thinking of nothing, where I actually don't have to think. Because, I mean, I get like that a lot. If I have to start thinking too much, too hard, and it becomes too stressful, I leave it. I leave it, because it's not time. Generally, that's how I've figured out my stuff. Is if something is that difficult, okay, leave it. Leave it. Leave it be. Let it be. They're saying, let it be. Let it be, let it be. But just leave it be. There's something to do with like the name B or BB or Bian, Leanne. I'm also picking up Leanne. Okay, or Nan. Well, we're going through them now. Sagittarius, Nan, Nanny. Some of you could be nannies out there and that you're looking after children. Some of you could be care workers. Some of you are cleaners. Yeah, they're definitely saying something to do with like cleaning. Cleaners. Because I'm picking up like a lot of products, like having to order loads of products or something. Like, I mean, this could be makeup and all that sort of stuff, but I don't know why I'm keep picking up that we need to like order a load more stuff, things like that. Okay, well, very strange, Sagittarius, but they are your predictions of what I'm picking up at the moment. A lot of, well, my girlfriend and actually everybody else, a lot of people tell me that they find it very bizarre that through that month or through those few weeks that things I've said have started to happen. Poor Kate burnt her hand yesterday, didn't you, Kate? Sorry, thank you for helping out in the moderating section. But burnt her hand, and that was in a reading. That was to do with Taurus, so I hope you're all right, Kate. But yeah, very strange, bizarre things seem to happen. So make sure that you check back on the readings just to see what any of those mean. I don't know why, I just keep picking up like, well, you know, it's just really just to do with work. That's kind of like it. I don't think any of you have got like any like extreme hassles. I don't know. It's a bit like, well, you know, we've got each other, but just crack on with life. You know, That's how I feel. So let's see. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So whatever comes out through these would more than likely, if they bad. We're not trying to look at a bad reading, but if they are, they would be more for the people that are, like, you know, going through something. Oh, well, like everybody does in life. Shut up, Steve. Just get on with it. Okay, so let's see. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and Jupiter for May dark side reading. You versus them. Show me Sagittarius. Infusion. I'm also picking up fusion. Transfusion. It's definitely a lot to do with like medical services, but furious, or like it's like, oh, I'm furious. It's like someone's infuriating you. They're definitely saying like furious anger, a furious flare. Like I have this flare. Yeah. So here, there's the fire being put out. So definitely someone went on someone's matches. Oh, so mattress. Something went on somebody's mattress. It's like turning over mattresses, like a bed corners, hospital corners, turning over mattresses or something. It's like, I just need to turn over this mattress just to see what's on it. I don't know why. So, because it's something to do with a mattress, right? And it's like, well, I'm just going to have to turn over this mattress, or we're just going to have to get all of this stuff out real quick. Some of you might have like like where you're cleaning and you're getting all your stuff, and it's like out the door, right? We're just going to have to clean all under here because we're having to like sell the property, or we're moving or something, and it's like quick spring clean everywhere, flip the mattresses over. And I mean, does anybody else get that from the Seven of Wands in reverse? Sorry. But again, there's like I can see this person like flipping these mattresses over, and they're like, oh, wow. They're like, oh, look at that mattress. Something to do with like, it's like, we need to turn that mattress over, right? I mean, that's generally what people do, right? After a certain period of time, like every 6 months or whatever, you turn your actual mattress. I don't mean change your bed. I actually mean just turn your mattress over, right? But I'm definitely picking up that kind of energy. But Seven of Wands in reverse. So it's like, well, you know, I've got to face this protection because I'm guarded and I'm protecting somebody and something. So, you know, we're having to face a lot of people. But they all seem to be shouting and screaming. Everybody seems to be shouting and screaming and coming at me left, right and centre, needing my attention and wanting something from me, where I just don't always have the time in order to communicate in the way that you want me to. Okay, definite Seven of Wands in well, the backside of it anyway, because it's like, well, you know, I'm looking down at everybody, and it's kind of like, what on earth are you lot doing? What are you lot doing down there? I don't know why I keep seeing this balcony, right? This balcony, and someone's got like a big balcony and like a big thing that goes all the way around the house or something. But you could live up in a block of flats and there's a balcony, and you're like, all right. It's like, what are you doing? I keep seeing it. It's like, what on earth is going on down there? What on earth? I mean, what is going on down there, Sagittarius? But I keep saying like, what on earth? What's going on? What are you lot doing? What are you doing? So I can't believe my eyes in a certain way. I don't know why I'm seeing that. I really am. It's a bit like a holiday hotel, or it's like National Lampoon's Vacation, where they go into a holiday home, and it's like, look at her in the swimming pool or something, right? Yeah, but that'd be for the men, I would say. But like, it's kind of like just taking a peek at something. It's like, I just need to take a peek. So just like a blind eye. It's like, will you turn your eye? It's like, don't turn your back. Don't turn your back on me when I'm trying to say something. It's like, I've got a point to make. Don't turn your back on me when I'm trying to say. And you're like, no, I cut this off like ages ago. This energy to me is kind of like cut off. And someone on the other end of the side is saying, don't just like turn your back and walk off, right? Don't turn your back and walk off. Let's see. Dark side reading, please, for Sagittarius. Show me the other person connected with Sagittarius. Show me the other person connected with Sagittarius. You versus them for May. I'm actually going to do another set of readings through the week, which will be you versus them, but it will also be the last part. Okay, the last part. Aries upright. See, someone definitely said, listen, I got something to tell you, right? And I need you to listen. And this person just said, I ain't got time to fix the windows, I ain't got time to fix the doors, and I ain't got time to listen. There's someone that just doesn't want to listen, right? Someone that's making a point. You've got Aries, but it doesn't have to be. Someone that is making a point to actually have to say, I'm the person that owns the house. I'm the it doesn't have to be Aries. But again, it's like, listen, we're in demand. Someone's demanding to know something with someone where this person here feels like they need to protect themselves either from this energy or to this energy. I can never really tell you because I'll go too deep into that. But I'm picking up from. It's like I can't. We just don't mix. We don't mingle. We don't mingle anymore. We don't mix anymore. Every time we try to talk, it just don't happen. You turn your back on me, I turn my back on you. It's a little bit like when you walk into a hallway. Okay, sorry if I'm in a complete mess, but all the chemists are closed and I can't cover up my grey. Yeah, I am a man and I do actually dye my hair. Why I need to tell people that, I don't know, but everything is kind of like you can't get nothing. So I'm a mess, but I don't really mind. But again, right, this is, don't turn your back on me. You're in a hallway or something like that and you just walk past someone like that and they go the other way, you go that way. And when you get in that space together, you're like, oh God, it's really, what do you want to know now? And it's like, well, I just want to know whatever. And this person's kind of like, oh, do you always have to ask me personal questions? Do you always have to ask me about my relationship? Do you always have to ask me about work? Do you always have to force me about my work? Do you like my work? Do you like me? Do I like you? Because it's kind of like an energy of like, I like you, I have to have you, but I don't like you. Okay. Like is like, you know, if you like someone, you're talking to them, right? If you don't like someone, you're not. So you might like them and then not like them and like them and not like them. And this person doesn't like it when they're directed in a way where they're like, I haven't got time to listen, right? There's someone that doesn't want to listen. They won't. They refuse to because it's too demanding. It's too demanding, you know. Trust me, when you get so far through spiritual calling, you know, you have boundaries because that's it's inevitable that you will learn boundaries and it's inevitable that you will learn to drop them. Because the more that you don't drop them, the more that'll happen. And the more you drop them, the more that'll happen. That's why we have feminine and masculine. Okay, definitely picking up Libra. I don't know why I need to say that's why we have Libra. But I'll probably do something to do with astrology. But again, there's energy of, I don't want to listen. Don't ask me personal questions. Let's see. Because there's something wrong with someone's gate. Like, oh, Bill Gates, probably. Something wrong with someone's gate. It's kind of like, I need it fixing. And it's like, well, why when I come over you're so defended or offended? Why is it that when we talk you're so offended by what I do? Because someone takes an offence, what they say. The way they say it and the way they come across, it feels like you take an offence to one another, right? Show me this. Yeah. Oh dear, Sag. So pick a side. Don't get involved in other people's business, even though I read it. But it's not part of my life. But again, you've got so you have to pick pretty much. But I'll try and journalise it as a reading anyway. But this person here has gone through the war. They have gone through the war. This could also be an elderly person that has physically gone through the war, which is an elderlier person that could have just gone through the Times, right? Which is the newspaper as well, which is where there's an energy around that someone wants to know a lot of news. It's like, well, let's start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. But this person's saying, no, I don't want no part of it. This is like, well, I want a part of it. I want to be a part of your life. I have to be a part of your life. I'm your mother or I'm your father, right? So there's an energy a lot around you. It's like, well, I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of this game that is played upon me to feel like every time we talk, I need to protect myself. And then we end it, and then it just seems to start again. The conversation starts up as quick as it ends. So the communication between the person that you're having conflict with would not last very long, right? It would last, but it wouldn't last to the point where there's a screaming match, pretty much. There's pretty much where you protect yourself away from someone. They ask a lot of questions upon you for a reason, and then it's like, I haven't got time to listen. I don't want to know. Gone here. We'll see. But the conversation would more than likely be a screaming match, I would say. So Libra Pisces, this person has everything on their side because they have everything where they're facing it. Aries, Libra. They're facing justice. They're facing a decision. This is the decision maker. This person, well, is the one that likes to say that they're a decision maker. But this person's like, I don't care what you say. You don't make decisions over me. You don't have anything over me. I won't talk. If you won't talk to me, I won't talk to you either. So look who's talking. Right? That's the film. Look who's talking. So John Travolta, which is something to do with like babysitting and all that sort of stuff, right? But kids, basically. So, well, look who's talking. You know, if you're not going to talk to me, I'm not going to talk to you either. You know? So, I mean, if you look at it as winning, no one really wins arguments. But again, this person feels like they're winning because they have everything on their side. They have probably the security of the home, the bills, the money. They have more wisdom. They're probably older, possibly, again. And that they have things on their side. They have decisions to make. But this person's like, I mean, it could have been around the past readings where it's like out. And then it put this person out. Okay. Put this person out. But they're also put out by this energy, you see. They also feel that they are put out by this energy because it don't mix. Because there's a needing energy from obviously both of you, because if you're watching it for a person and it's reminding of you a person and it's reflecting upon that within your moon and everything else that you've done that you can never forget, okay, this is why it's like learning to compromise, to forgive and forget. Because this person won't forget it, right? And this person won't regret it. They're saying that this person won't regret it. So it's kind of like you won't forget it here, this person won't forget it. Regret it. Won't regret it. Because there's an energy of like, you'll regret that. If you walk away, you'll regret it. And this person's kind of like, well, I ain't got no choice anyway. Because every time we talk, you know, we don't get on anyway. So why am I going to regret decisions that I'm going to make when they've already been made? And the conversation is pretty much like, well, I can't do anything more than just say that I'm sorry, and I can't do any more than anything for you than what you're asked or demanding from me. So it's a bit like supply and demand. I supplied you with something, you demanded something from me, and now I'm put out, so I can't live in regret. I've just got to carry on. This person's kind of like, well, let's just not speak. Let's just not speak. Right. Show me this side. Yeah, see, living in regret. 6 of Cups, 8 of Cups. Walking away, but actually sitting down and not doing that. You see, this energy here is someone that is prepared. They have preparation skills. They more than likely go through a lot of documents, a lot of information. They probably pick up pieces of karma. Well, everybody picks up pieces of karma along the way. But they pick up pieces along the way, right? And they use that for this energy. They use it for this energy, which could be astrology, karma, information, not talking. When the energy gets too much, someone could have a lot to say, but also nothing to say. This is like say what you want, but don't leave me with no direction, right? Which is Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson. Say what you want, but don't leave me with no direction. So I'm now lost. I'm now lost. It feels like if there was a court case or something, somebody lost. Someone was on the receiving end of losing. This person was the winner. This person was the loser. Sorry if people did lose. It's not I don't know. Unless you've, have a tarot reading and talk and a Skype call and stuff. But again, this is like winner, chicken dinner in a way, right? Because I'm sure I'll come out with that catchphrase in another reading. So it's kind of like, well, all I'm left to do is just to sit here and look at one cup that's missing. One thing is missing. This person here, I don't know, my eyes keep looking at the child, looking at one cup that's missing, which is the opportunity of an apology. It's like, well, is it worth me apologising? Would you guys listen to one another if someone did apologise? Because that is the channeled message that's coming through for your May. Of like, I am sorry, but I don't know how to tell you that I'm sorry, right? In a way. But again, a cross-watcher will more like say, I am not apologising. But that's in someone's energy, you see. Where it's like the only cup that is missing here is 9, which is Aquarian, but also Gemini. No, 9 of cups. But Aquarius. My 1 cup, the apology. Until you apologise, we're not speaking. This person would demand an apology from this person. So whatever went on with you guys, if this reading is relating to you, I've got no idea, but something definitely went off. Because this person keeps quiet about things. They keep quiet about it. You know, yeah. And they do feel lonely. They do. Can't deny it. 5, told you. 5. They feel lonely in a marriage and they feel lonely out of the marriage. Both of you. Both of you. You see, you're getting over something this side if it's you. You're getting over putting this person out. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4, Scorpio. Scorpio is in someone's Venus, more than likely. Or rising or moon, but I don't know why I'm picking up on Venus. Let's see. Yeah, because this is, I mean, that's the 5 of Cups upright. You know, that's turning your back on 2 here. It's turning your back on it. So I turn my back. You know, we're not speaking. I turn my back. I turn my back. You turn yours. I turn mine. There's a lot of turning over. Like someone felt like they got turned over. It's like everything I do, everything that I say, I get turned over. So it doesn't matter. So I'm going to live in regret. This person's living in regret. This person is not living in regret. But kind of. But they feel offended as that something that might have been said or that someone didn't say. And it's like, I'm putting on this stance of that everything's okay. Both of you. Both of you. Within your own right. So whatever happened between you guys, it feels like that you are both within your own right to do what happened or say what happened. But this person now has to take more of a stance to I don't know why, but I keep picking up that this person has a very strong mask as well. People ain't going to like that, but I am not going to lie. This person has a very strong protective mask. Okay, in society, they're probably a mum or something, and they have to keep doing it. But deep down, they're ooey gooey, soft and chewy here, which is like deep down in their feelings, they feel the 5 of Cups. In their thoughts, they feel this way. In their thoughts. So their thoughts are taking over their feelings. So they're putting themselves first through what's happened and other than what they are doing, really connecting with the emotion of what it takes to not compromise with something. Okay, so that's your reading so far, Sagittarius. So we're going to go on with the rest of the reading. Any channel messages that still come out, we're going to use some more cards, clarify them, and see what's going to happen for your you versus them during May. Hopefully your card will come out on a side, okay, and then I can kind of like find out more, because I've got no idea who this is really, you know, so it could still be a general reading. But if you want access to that, it's $5. Still, your Back to the Future reading is still over on Patreon, or will be. And also this one goes to Patreon, and then I will also do another reading which is separating a weekly or bi-weekly or something to do with something else as well. So that will also come out after these, which is actually nearly done as I'm doing them. So I've got majority of them done, and as soon as I've finished, I've got 2 more after you, and then I'll do some more. But they go straight to Patreon, $5. If you want to reach out for a personal reading, you can from the link below, or find any other piece of multimedia that I own. But if you want a personal reading, please make sure you send me an email, okay, and then I will go for that. Or you can send it on Patreon, either way, okay? All right, guys, thanks very much. Catch you again soon.